It's actually almost 12. And I'm working tomorrow at 8. That's nice. Yo, what up guys? Welcome back to Ferment Talking. Today I'm gonna talk about things to do, or like tips to not getting broke. So like what you should do, or like stuff that you should do to not getting broke, or like habits that you should take. So the first one, and this is really like, I've been applying it for quite a lot of years, but at the same time I feel it's so it's important, especially in the beginning when you don't have that much money, right? You're like young, or yeah, like in any situation you're in, and it's to buy and spend the money that you really need it. So like for a moment, just think about like you're going to buy something, right? Let's say like you're like out and you want to, for example, go to like a fast food restaurant after going home because you had like a lot of alcohol. You've been drinking for the whole night, for example, and you're like just hungry, right? But like you can also go home, sleep, and wake up early next day, right? After some years or whatever. But then you decide to go to the fast food restaurant. So like for example, do you really need to do that? Like maybe even you're going alone, or do you really need to do that? So for example, think about that one, right? Or like, yeah, just like stuff that you for a moment, if you think, do I really need to buy this? Do I really need to eat this? That cost a specific amount of money, right? So by taking this approach on which things you really need, you're gonna be able to actually like a minimalism life, but at the same time you're not gonna like fill in your room or like your apartment with useless things that you're never gonna use. So like just buy when you need it, and if you really need it. So yeah, that was the first one. The second one is conscious spending, or like logic spending, and I talked about it a little bit in a past video, but like this is more like just think for, let's say for example, like conscious spending, like if you, in case you really need to buy this stuff, or like you, alright, let's go for doing groceries, or you need to buy some clothes, like write down everything that you're buying, right? You have paper, and for like a week, 2, like different months, like 6 months for example, write down what you really need to what you're buying, and then you're gonna be conscious what you're spending and the amount of money that you're spending. Because like for some time, for example, I used to have this like a paper where I was writing down everything that I was spending, and then I was being conscious basically. That was the second one. The third one, it's kind of related to the second one, and it's that if you're able to pay in cash, right? Because like nowadays with the credit cards, some banks, you do not have the opportunity to check how much you spend every day, right? Like for some banks, for example, like more online banks, at least in Europe, these banks, like every time you use the card, you buy stuff, then you have like a list of like how much you have spent every day. So then you're kind of conscious, like okay, every day it resets, but like you're being aware, you're aware how much money you spend every day, right? So that's helpful. But in the case of like paying with money, you're more like being more like physically paying. You see your money on your hands, on your pocket, and then you're spending all the time, and you're more aware of how much you are spending. So for like daily stuff that you buy, if you have the opportunity to buy it paying with cash, do it instead of with card, right? So that was the third, right? So the fourth is that if you want to buy something, I mean, not to not get broke, obviously, that's the topic of this video. It's like, do not buy anything yet you are at least 7 times, I mean, that you cannot buy the same thing 7 times, right? So imagine that you want to buy, I don't know, like a car, for example, which is like 2,000 euros, for example, like 2,000 US dollars. Like in that case, check if you can buy that car for that amount, but multiply by 7. So in that case, 14,000. So you have 14,000. You're gonna get broke in case you are paying with that, because if you with that mindset, you're gonna be able to not, to not spend up to the point of like not having money for like surviving, right? That's that's really important. And the last one, it's regarding the amount of money that you have in your bank account. So in my opinion, you should have at least money to survive for 9 to 12 months. Between 6, the ideal scenario will be between 6 and 12, but the best is to have up to 9 months. So imagine you spend, I don't know, like 1,000 euros in case you're like in Europe, right? Or like use euros, so 1,000 euros. So make sure you have at least 9,000 euros on your bank account, because in that way you will be able to live without having to ask for money to other people, like to banks, for like 9 months. And then you like in 9 months you're probably gonna be able to get a job, or like increase the amount of money that you have in order to keep living without income on your account. Obviously, that's I mean, you should be aware that you should have more money on your account than just like 9 months. But yeah, that's the minimum. I would say like minimum would be 12. So if you are 12, you should be aware. Then 9, it's okay. But then if you're like less than 6, be careful, because then you're gonna be in trouble probably sooner or later. All right, thank you. That was it for this video. Thank you for watching, and yeah, hope you enjoyed it. And I will link here another video that I published before on things that I did wrong with women in the past. Yeah, and hope you enjoyed it. See you soon in the next video.